The problem that almost every product that you find in the store, if it's bread, if it's milk, everything has sugar in it. And then I learned, nutrition plays a large role in building muscle. So start physical. Once you start physical, it's like your mind starts adapting and you become a little bit more disciplined. I look at people for inspiration. So if you are to find an idol, make sure they have the same moral compass as you, or at least are moving in the same direction as where you said. Sit by yourself, find the necessary skills that you have, see what type of solutions you have towards people's problems. We fixate on building a brand because we want the brand to become big so we can live a better life, but you also forget about the journey.
Cool. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Collab and Conquer, where we interview entrepreneurs, innovators, and also creators, including business-minded people as well. So I'm joined here by Ethan, founder of Baloo Wellness. And with Baloo Wellness, the brand focuses more on nutrition and also your gut health inside out. So for today's episode, we have Ethan with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Man. How are you feeling today?
Nervous. This is my first ever interview.
Awesome, man. It happens. It's my first interviewing someone as well. But
nice.
We challenge ourselves,
We're struggling together.
Exactly. So to start off things, I would like to know what inspired you to start Baloo Wellness.
I think it was from a young age, about 15 or 16, I had the opportunity to go to gym. My father got me a gym contract, and I was always very lean, very small, skinny. And then I learned, nutrition plays a large role in building muscle, and particularly muscle. And through all of the brands and supplements that I went through, I noticed there's a lot of ingredients that aren't too good for you, that might cause effects in the long run, including to your gut microbiome, to your gut health. So I said to myself, one day when I come in contact with the right people with the same drive as me, and people that want to go in the same direction as me, I'm going to start a brand.
Of course.
And I had the privilege of meeting some beautiful people that already had existing brands, and they just gave me the opportunity to resell their products. So the majority of those supplements that you find on Baloo Wellness, those are all other brands that I'm selling for. I'm still working on my own products, my own formulations. That is all still to come. That's why I started Bases Nutrition, because although Baloo is a great place to start, it's mainly nutraceuticals, herbal extracts, and I didn't want to focus on the sports supplements too much, so that's why I thought I'd create a different entity, Bases Nutrition, where I can do that. And I've again found some great people that have helped me make that a reality. But that's all still to come. So they're both very new businesses. Bases Nutrition I started last year. And Bases Nutrition I started last year around August, and then Baloo Wellness about 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. So that's you explaining more about your personal health journey behind the brand.
Yes.
Right. And so just to ask you this question, when did you realize wellness could become a business? At what point of your life did you realize wellness would become a business?
It's a good question, because when I first started doing research, I knew it would be a oversaturated market, because there's a lot of people, including nowadays, that are bringing out more wellness products, supplements. But I knew if I found the right people and I got the right opportunity, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, because I'm going to benefit from it, and eventually the public can benefit from it. Because like I mentioned before, with those other supplement brands, they use preservatives so they can have a stronger shelf life. They use stabilizers, they use colorants and sugar alternatives that aren't great for you. So I knew if I had the opportunity to build a brand that was organic, that might have a shorter shelf life but better ingredients, I'm just going to go ahead and build a brand around it, because I myself want to stay as clean as possible.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Like a lot of these products these days have a lot of added preservatives, it's not 100% natural. So I always make sure I reach out to people that are knowledgeable when it comes to like supplements, which supplements that are good for your body, and products that are good for your body as well. You know, especially in the fitness space, because like there's a lot of brands out there, and like with the idea, it's amazing, man. Really is amazing. And so just to give the viewers like a good understanding, what problem were you trying to solve?
The problem that almost every product that you find in the store, if it's bread, if it's milk, everything has sugar in it. And I was doing a lot of extensive research on sugar alternatives, and also found like stevia. It's non-nutritional, but it's not as bad as sugar. It doesn't spike your sugar levels as much as sugar and certain products or ingredients, but it's expensive. So that's why you'll find that there's a lot of products that mix a lot of sweeteners. They try and find a balance to make it cheap and affordable, but yet tasty and not have nutritional or negative effects.
So the benefits that's good for your body, they just don't have it. Okay.
Because like I don't want to disclose the company, but I was using a mass builder for a long time, and my skin was horrific. Like I still have scars along my jawline and my cheeks, on my back, and when I realized that started getting bad was when my wife said to me, you know, I think now that you're in this position where I know people in the nutritional space, I must try and get some info on how I can create my own product, because you know, you want to be confident, of course. And my confidence wasn't there because I knew what my skin looked like. I don't know, you're always self-conscious of the way you look,
of course,
or at least for some people. So yeah, that's
okay. So many people struggle with diet, you know, and energy. You know, like, hey, I don't want to lie, like, especially with energy, man, like, a lot of people want the natural energy, not like going maybe to a store where you have to buy an energy drink that has all these ingredients that are not good for your body. Where do you think they should start? With your experience, like, where do you think they should start?
I know it might sound bold, but it's just attitude. Yes.
Okay.
Because like I'm 28 years old now, and I literally have the energy levels of when I was 17. You can phone me at 10 o'clock at night, I will do a 100-meter sprint on the spot. The only thing that gets tired is my eyes, because I spend a lot of time looking at my screen, including at night. And I think it's a contribution of diet. And I don't make use of pre-workouts, I don't make use of energy drinks because of all of the harsh ingredients. But I eat a lot. And eating is your body's fuel. As long as it's wholesome food, as long as it's organic food. Look, I still eat on a budget, so I'll still go to your typical Checkers pick and pay. But try your best to find quality food. Like I have chicken every day, I have red meat every second day, I have carbohydrates every day, healthy carbohydrates, I have vegetables every day for iron and all of the necessary vitamins. And you'll even find on the back of a lot of supplement packaging it says visit a healthcare professional before using. And it's because a lot of people don't realize, like myself, I can't drink a lot of electrolytes because I eat so much and I get in the necessary ingredients already. It's just it's not going to bring me much benefit. If anything, it might cause some negatives like heart palpitations and whatnot. So eating is literally the best thing you could do for your skin, your energy levels, staying youthful, staying fit, staying strong. Just food. And I say attitude because, you know, a lot of people still want the flexibility of eating at fast food restaurants and stuff, and you know, it's up to your decision making. Like a lot of people ask me what diet am I on, and I just say to them, I don't eat rubbish. I eat whatever I want as long as it's not rubbish.
So since you're diving into that, like people asking you what do you eat, and also like people asking you questions on, like, since I asked you the question, like what's the journey or the route one can take, you know, when it comes to diet and getting energy, right?
I actually have a pretty good fundamental where you can start, and it's getting physical.
Getting physical, okay.
Because I've even met a lot of people that struggle with studying, for example. and the body, as a human being, you will pick up physical activity faster, and you'll become comfortable with physical activity faster than teaching your brain something like sitting still. So start physical. Once you start physical, it's like your mind starts adapting and you become a little bit more disciplined with yourself. And also once you see the change in the gym, like, you know, from 1 month to the 6th month, that also motivates you to make lifestyle changes.
So physical would mean going for a walk, going for a hike, going jogging in the morning or in the afternoon, and just doing normal exercises, workouts. That's physical.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Like whatever your goal is, try and find the correct route. Like for myself, naturally skinny, lift weights. If you're overweight, you know, do cardio, but also lift weights. Like a lot of people think, like a lot of ladies might assume if they lift weights, they're going to look like an Olympian. But they also forget the amount of enhancements that people are nowadays. But I see a lot of men and women that look beautiful and handsome just from 1 or 2 years of weight training. So weight training is amazing for all types of people, regardless of age, gender.
And what would be, what are common health myths people believe?
Health myths?
Yeah, that you know of maybe. Or that you've heard throughout your journey of like being in the, you know, the health space, fitness space.
I should have a lot off the top of my mind.
It's there, just not
health myths. One supplement health myth is creatine is bad for your liver.
Creatine?
Yeah.
Okay.
But creatine is extremely beneficial, and now that there's studies that have come forward to say it's even beneficial for brain cognitivity. But it's because there's a certain chemical that they use during the synthetic process of creating creatine monohydrate specifically, and they're related. There's I can't for the life of me think of what it is right now, but there's actually 2 different compounds, and people are relating them to the same thing, but they're not. So a lot of people tell me they don't take creatine because it's bad for your liver and long-term organ health, but that's not the case. I've been taking double the recommended serving of creatine, which is usually 5 grams per serving. I take 10 grams per serving, and I've been doing that for about 3 years straight. And one thing I've noticed is it makes me look a little bit more fluffy, like BBP, because monohydrate allows you to hold water. Not everybody wants that, but it's beneficial for muscle recovery, and with recovery there's growth. And then also fatigue. I don't feel as much fatigue in the gym.
And is that the reason why you don't like using pre-workouts most of the time? Or
I don't like pre-workouts because of the ingredients, the colorants, and also the caffeine content, because caffeine is going to give you that energy spike and then it's going to give you that low. Because I eat consistently throughout the day, I've constantly got fuel. So I've probably had pre-workout 3 times in my entire life because I worked for a supplement brand, and the owner at the time was bringing out new flavors. So I just tested for him, but that was the only time that I made use of energy supplements.
So since you had like the Blue brand, and since you had the Blue brand for over 2 years, you said, right?
Yes.
How do you make sure your products like actually work? Since you have it for over 2 years, how do you make sure the product actually works?
Like sell or work for the people?
Like work for, like you using it yourself and work for the people before you sell it.
Yes. So before Baloo was even an idea, before I went ahead and created the website where I would eventually add all of the products, the owners of these brands already had certificates to back the reason why they created the products. And there's certain products that I use every single day that helps with my skin, that helps with energy levels, that helps regulate male testosterone levels. It's not a testosterone booster, but it regulates your system. I took it for a certain amount of time, like I do a lot of supplements, and then I come off and then I go back on to see the effects, because it's very hard to dictate what you feel being on it in the beginning, because I'm already quite healthy, not to boast, but because I've got so much energy and I feel strong every day, it's very hard for something to make me feel even stronger, of course, or healthier. So I went on things, came off of it, went back on, and the second session I went on the products, I felt the benefits. going on, off, on.
Okay.
So from customer opinion, that all of the products that we sell is because of customer opinion and my own experience with the product. If we didn't find any results from the product, it wouldn't be on the website, just because it's admin, it takes time, add in more products.
Yeah.
And we also don't want to be a brand that holds too many products. We didn't want this massive inventory. We wanted to specialize. So yeah, that's the reason.
Okay. Sounds good, man. So what are the challenges of building a wellness brand?
It's always capital.
Capital, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be like in one word you'd say capital.
Yes.
Okay.
So good thing, before that journey I worked for a website company.
Okay.
And I learned how to build websites for cheap, but social media ads, just marketing in general, requires quite a bit of cash flow.
Yeah.
So, and me and Michael actually spoke earlier about youngsters. We have more time, therefore we can take bigger risks. And once I got to a point where I had multiple sources of income, I can put money aside to put back into a certain business idea. And that's what I was doing. I was pretty much putting more money in than I was getting out.
Yeah.
And trust me, for some brands, it's still the case. It takes a long time. And that's one of the reasons why I started Basis, because I needed something with its own identity, something that people already use and trust, where nutraceuticals, including in the States, are becoming very trendy, but people don't do their research. So a lot of, I feel like the public like to see certain things on the market for a long time before trusting it. And I think having the trust, having capital.
Yeah.
But there are means of creating businesses on a budget, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it wasn't expensive to make a website, and that's probably why we built it in the beginning, because I sat down with myself the one day and I literally wrote out all of the skills that I have.
Yes.
And all of the forms of technology that I have to my disposal. If it's free or affordable, I would make use of it. And the one was me and my wife, we did website design, and I said to her, the drop shipping principle is such a clever system, because you're pretty much just spending capital on your website, putting other people's products on it. You don't have to keep their products in-house. You don't have a storage fee. You just put some products on a website, people click, they want to purchase it, you contact the supplier, they send it from their branch to the client. So you've pretty much just got a virtual store, but you actually have no realistic stock on hand. So it's such a convenient concept.
And I remember there was a time where drop shipping was like, it was trending, man.
Yes.
Like a lot of people were speaking about drop shopping, And I think that was in the year,
it was like 2018?
2018, year around, but also I know during COVID, that's when people started knowing more about drop shipping, and also affiliate market is another thing as well. Even myself, I was diving into it, man. But like,
it's hard.
Would you say it's hard? I was going to ask you now, was it easy going into it? No? Oh, man.
I mean, a lot of these influencers, they're saying that so you can, purchase their course.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. I mean, I've spoken to some people, like there was a young boy that I spoke to in the States. He was 16 years old. He used to mow lawns in his neighborhood, put money together, bought a massive crate of stationery from China. Within 3 years, the guy was already selling 6 figures a month. So I think for some it's realistic, depending on your location and your demand, but it's also the way people think.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know much about marketing, nor did I know a lot of people at the time. So I didn't really know how to bring people to the store. And I think that's the most important thing. I don't know who said it best, but they said, you can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows where you are, how are you going to sell it? So marketing is probably the biggest challenge for drop shipping, and
that's a good goal.
Having a good reputation to do the affiliate marketing. Like, these brands need to trust you.
That's true. Awesome, man. So what daily habits should you should like young entrepreneurs build for better health?
Prioritize sleep. So go to bed early, wake up early, because that's our natural
How many
circadian
hours
rhythm.
of sleep is best?
8 to 9.
8 to 9.
A lot of, and you can listen to Andrew Huberman's podcast. He's spoken to neuroscientists. He himself is a neuroscientist, and it's not beneficial to get under 8 hours of sleep, including if you're active like me and you require more. Your brain needs time to refresh itself, and also we have a lot of I forgot what it's called, but it's like the brain. It's the cholesterol around our mind. I can't remember the.
Or you can say burnout. Burnout is real.
Reaching burnout. I've reached burnout before.
It's the worst.
Not great.
It's the worst.
And eating right. I feel and staying hydrated.
So since just to dive into it, so since you're like one that's always in front of the screen, and obviously you prioritize sleeping, and you work late as well sometimes.
Yes.
How do you
Balance.
maneuver balance between the two?
So I always make sure that my laptop or my phone screen is on dim. Some laptops have the night mode.
Yeah.
So just to help with your eyes. But I think just make sure whatever you're exposing yourself to an hour or 2 hours before bed isn't too stimulating. I think that's a good habit to build. And then alcohol. A lot of people drink alcohol very close to bedtime. Extremely bad for you. Have water before you sleep. Your liver and your mind will thank you for that.
Yeah. Because one thing I've heard is that before going to bed, the best thing you can do is not be like in front of a screen for the last hour before going to bed.
Yes.
Same as like when you wake up in the morning. For the first hour, don't take out your phone or like
Yes, yeah.
being on like a device where that
The blue light.
the blue light is not going into your eyes, but also because of your brain as well. Like you need to do normal human things like waking up,
Yeah, you need to
waking
wind
your bed,
down or
'cause
wake
that's-
up.
because that's how you become disciplined as well.
Yes.
So, cool, man. And what advice would you give someone wanting to start a wellness brand?
I think just find the right people to work with.
Okay.
With all companies, no great brand is built by itself, and don't think that you know everything. Hire people that are better than you, that know more than you, because you can learn from them. It's much like they say, if you want to grow, be around stronger men, stronger women.
Of course.
Same thing with a team. So
So meaning
trust people.
Getting a mentor would be good.
Yeah, look, I've never really had a mentor. I've always taken certain habits from different people. Like two people that I hold dear to my heart is Creighton Apps, he's my second cousin, and my other second cousin is Kevin Civil, both in tech. And both of them taught me fantastic life skills and sales skills. And being a follower of the Lord, I never idolized anyone because
Of course, that's important always.
and but I look at people for inspiration. So if you are to find an idol, make sure they have the same moral compass as you, or at least are moving in the same direction as where you want to go. Because a lot of the time, we fixate on building a brand because we want the brand to become big so we can live a better life. But you also forget about the journey and also the people you meet along the way that you can also benefit. So finding someone that motivates you is good, but also understand that you also have the power to do things on your own. Okay, that sort of contradicts what I said about getting the right people in your business, but I just mean you can build things on your own. And that's what me and Daniela realized with these two brands and these other services that I've created. Just do it. Just find people, speak to people, say, is there a demand for this problem? Tell me what the problem is, let me see if I can find a solution. That's literally where it started for me when I was 20 years old. I received a drone, and not knowing that you needed a commercial license to do drone photography, but going behind the curtains, offering my drone to rent, or doing it for people's events, those type of things. I feel like what I've just mentioned now is quite illegal, but just like I said, sit by yourself, find the necessary skills that you have, see what type of solutions you have towards people's problems, and just converse with people, speak to people.
Awesome, man. So what does success look like for Baloo Wellness in, let's say, in the next 5 years?
I would definitely like the brand to have majority of its own products. Not saying that the other brands don't deserve the recognition. It's just you grow in somebody else's company,
of course. Yeah.
So if I can build my own brand that I've already built, but build my own products that do similar things as those products,
and aligns more with what you would want your product or your brand to be in the way of like your knowledge that you've gained over time, like with using natural supplements,
exactly. So I
products
think,
and stuff.
I think having a retail store and having a place where I can create my own products, that would be a pretty nice milestone to look towards. But then again, the partnership and the relationship that I have with current suppliers are already so great, so there wouldn't be a need for that. I think just having my own brands in retail store, and it does well.
But at that point, you still like be partnering with these brands?
Yes, 100%. I would still like to help them because they've done so much for me. They trusted me enough to sell their products, and that sounds easy, but it isn't, because you have to have certain agreements in place. You have to have a certain attitude towards their products. I'm not going to go ahead and copy all of their formulations and resell it. So having the respect for the opportunities that they've presented, I will forever have Baloo be the business that supports others. Where with Bases, it's a little bit more personalized. That's my brand. That's a brand that I want to build from zero to hero.
I like that. From zero to hero, of course. So, what role has collaboration played in your journey as an entrepreneur?
What role? Sure. Creator, marketing, sales, everything.
Okay.
Almost everything. I think with Baloo, I had my wife that does a lot of the designing. She's the one that controls the website, but I'm the one that creates a lot of the external relationships with people and customers. And then with Basis Nutrition, I feel like it's a equal split of effort amongst me and my two business partners, because one plays with numbers all day, one is in tech, and then I'm creative and I can't stop speaking to people. So I feel like we're a strong team.
Yeah.
We need one another. But for Basis, it's an equal effort. With Baloo, I feel like my wife is the icing on the cake when it comes to that business.
Okay.
She does a lot. I definitely encouraged to start it, and I built a lot of it, and I put all of the items together. But now that she's taken over, I've sort of left her to keep going, so then I can focus on other ventures, which is a blessing on its own. But key roles is definitely being a creator and exposing the brand. I think those are my strongest roles, because I've always had a knack for art. So I've done a lot of the design, a lot of the themes. Then again, now we've done a rebrand, and my wife changed the theme. So equal effort.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Ethan, thank you for sharing your story, your knowledge, and with us today, guys, I will definitely be linking Baloo Wellness information in the description below where you guys can check them out, and also get more information about the brand. And do you guys do also, let's say, programs where people can follow?
Like fitness or nutritional programs?
Yeah, and also
not yet, but I'm going to consider doing that on social media, because I'm going to do my best this year to grow our platforms as much as possible. So if there's interest, that's the thing, because even with my personal profile, you know, I've expose certain parts of my life where people can see that I'm interested in certain things, that I have a lot of knowledge. But if there's no interest, I'm not going to waste my time. And I don't mean that to sound cocky. It's just, you know, there's a lot of things that I need to do in a day. So as long as people express interest, then I will definitely put in the effort to create those programs.
Yeah. So meaning there's more to Baloo Wellness, and they will definitely be sharing a lot more, you know, programs that you guys can follow, and also making sure as well that they provide you with the right products that's gonna take your health journey, fitness journey to the next level, right?
100%.
Awesome. So, and for everyone watching, this is Collab and Conquer, and we're all about interviewing entrepreneurs, innovators, and also business-minded people as well, and creatives. We don't forget our creatives. And everything will be in the description below, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Thanks, guys. And honestly, it's been such a pleasure, and it was nice to meet Michael and see the journey that you want to create for yourself. And it took a lot for me to come out today, because it was a little bit out of my comfort zone. But seeing the drive in you, I feel like it was beneficial for me and you.
Of course.
So it's nice to be a part of someone's journey that also wants to encourage others to become better.
100%. Awesome. We'll see you in the next episode, guys. Have a good one.